Welcome back everyone, I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Eador, Master of the Broken World. I apologize if there's any frame rate, it looks like there is, but whatever, we'll make do. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is go straight to the Gremlin. If you recall, we did pick up the Keys of Truth, or at least some, or sorry, not the Keys of Truth, we picked up some note that told us about the Keys of Truth. So, do you know what the Keys of Truth are? I heard it somewhere. Once upon a time, there lived a weirdo, one of you, a higher spirit. Just for the fun of it, he hid his illusional notes on different shards, and to boost everyone's interest, he spread the rumor that they contain universal truth, wisdom, and stuff like that. No one knows for sure who that note hider was, but I'd say it was Mertherm. The old lad was very fond of all kinds of hoaxes. Take his disappearance, for instance. Who is Mertherm, and what does his disappearance have to do with this? Well, once there lived this demigod, or perhaps a god, it's all pretty confusing. He was called the Keeper of Mysteries. He loved equivocating and always spoke in riddles. A mildly crazy god overall, so these secret notes hidden a goblin knows where. That's just his style. As for his disappearance, it was when demons started hunting down the gods. All of the gods disappeared. It was real pandemonium. Some fought against the demons and ended up in chaos. Others performed noisy rituals to shield themselves from demons. Some of them succeeded, but others were dragged into chaos. And Mertherm just disappeared quietly as if he had never existed. No one knows where he is or what happened to him. Alright, forget about that, Mertherm. Where do I look for these keys of truth? How should I know, boss? I've always kept out of these things. I don't need some jester scribblings. Besides, there were plenty of people who wished to find those keys, but no one ever discovered anything, or perhaps they did, but they didn't brag about it. Ask your fellow world creators. Perhaps they know something. Got it. Yes, I got another question for you. Each master possesses a special skill or advantage. Didn't I have any special talents? I don't understand why he asked this question, because I don't understand what the special talents of each of the masters are, because I don't notice them. But, let's go ahead and continue. Quit crying, boss. What about your leaps in time? The ability to go back into the past and redo whatever you didn't like. That isn't so bad. Admit it. Can't other masters do the same? Of course not. It's your forte, boss. The one you use to master the past, so to speak. Which doesn't win you much favor with the other master. Most of them considers such methods to be dishonorable. But they don't mind using their own talents. Right. I was just expressing public opinion, boss. Often it's far from fair. Everyone's opinion is based on their own interest, and public opinion is based on the interest of those who make up, well, the public. Surely you do agree that pretty much every single master would find it convenient to cast you into chaos, thus their disdain of your talents. I see. So that is just poking at the fact that you have the ability to save your game and load your game. So essentially that's my unique ability, so I'm going to use it. Nothing else. Okay, let's go ahead and fine, I'll talk to you. He is pissed. Awesome. What do you want from me? I've decided. More on that later. I've got questions for you, Oinor. What sort of question? Do you know anything about the Keys of Truth? I don't intend to answer your questions, Leaf. Only a worthy person deserves access to knowledge. Unfortunately, you're nothing of the kind. Why do you hate me so much, Oinor? You're asking me, what about you could ever make me like you? I don't know. See? I don't know either. Try to develop at least a few positive traits, and I'll treat you differently. I don't give a damn for the way you treat me. See? Oinor's a jerk. And we also got Beleth. Now notice the change of tone for Beleth here. Ah, it's you, Leaf. What a lucky meeting. What can I do for you? Look how you're talking now, Beleth. You weren't so as polite before. Everyone has the right to make mistakes, right? But not everyone is able to see and fix his errors. I was mistaken about you, but I'm ready to clear up this misunderstanding now. Too late, Beleth. So answer me one question. What would you like to know? Okay, tell you about yourself, Beleth. What can I tell you about myself? One day I discovered that creating worlds is my destiny. That's what I'm doing now. What about your talks of world domination? Ah, that. Well, everyone is pursuing it one way or another. Everyone considers his own goals to be noble and true. I understand your goals, Beleth. I just don't like the methods you use. Oh, actually I don't care about that. Thank you. I still got more questions. What would you like to know? See, Beleth is a lot more talkative now. What can you tell me about Oinor? Miserable fool, fear of chaos made him lose the little remaining wit that he had. He believes in some ridiculous law of karma and hopes that taking care of mortals will help him escape the flame of chaos. Even the dumbest idiots know that the only way to escape chaos is to create a unified world. A world that I am destined to rule. I see. Have you learned everything you wanted to? Now I have more questions. What can you tell me about Doh-Gor? This dumb-headed barbarian got his hands on a powerful artifact which endowed him with a master's power. It didn't endow him with any wit, though, so Doh-Gor is no more than a dumb blunt force. His uncontrollable aggression makes him a dangerous opponent, so it's best to handle him as quickly as possible. I see. More questions. What can you tell me about Vianta? I wouldn't say that this queen of the wee folks of the woods poses a serious threat. However, she's got an unpleasant habit of always getting in the way, so I wouldn't be surprised if she got into trouble in the near future. If she sank into chaos, for instance, alongside her worthless little world. I see. What do you know about the keys of truth? I never believed that nonsense. If someone possessed absolute knowledge, why would he hide the truth in some dubious keys? Knowledge can be used to obtain unlimited power, so either the keys do not exist, or there is not that much truth in them after all. I see. Nope, that's it. So Beleth is a little bit more talkative now. Mainly because we have the ability to destroy these guys now. We can actually go and attack them. I've done it before. Well, I've done a attack on them before and I've succeeded, but then it bugged out and nothing happened. So I'm pretty sure the bug's been fixed, but I'm not exactly sure what happens when you take out, if you succeed in an attack against them. Besides, you know, just taking them out. Anyway, let's talk to Doh-Gor. Hey, he's indifferent now. Hatred, indifference. Guess he used to like me. What's that you want? I've got a question for you, Doh-Gor. Ask. It's almost certainly a waste of time, but I'll ask anyway. What do you know about the keys of truth? The keys of truth open the doors of truth. Unbelievable. Perhaps you know where to look for them. What for? I'd rather knock those doors down. I wouldn't doubt it. And that's it. And then there's Vianta. Greetings, Leaf. What has brought you here? I've got some questions for you. What do you know about the keys of truth? I love the legend about them. The fairies have a thing for all sorts of mysterious tales, and what a tale about mysterious artifacts hidden in various corners of Eador by one of the gods. And only the one who overcomes all obstacles and solves all the secrets will obtain the true knowledge that can transform the world. So it's no more than a legend? Every legend is based on some true story. I can't say for certain how much truth there is in this specific story, but it's very likely that the keys of truth do exist, even if they're not as powerful as the legends say. Did the legends say where to look for these keys? No, it only said that he who is worthy will listen to his heart and his mind will keep him from being deceived. It also mentioned that all keys have their keepers. You must be conquered to gain possession of the truth. Perhaps it means that the artifacts are guarded by some monsters, or something like that. Okay, I still have some questions. Nothing. Okay, so all the dialogue's taken care of. I don't think you... No, nothing for you. Something to note. Oh, guess our journal has been updated. It should have been. Oh well. Anyway, we got some shards to go through. First things first, I can now attack any of these people. You notice the dialogue option. All I have to do is to go and talk to them. Do note that they do have advantages, the same advantages that I do when it comes to defending their shard, which means they'll have a bunch of extra abilities depending on what shards they've taken over time, and they'll have it for free without spending any astral energy. So we will end up, it'll be somewhat of an uphill battle. They'll also be able to see the entire map ahead of time. It's also going to be a medium size shard, so it's going to be a pretty long fight if I do try to take these guys on. And more than likely, I will probably use astral energy to make sure I have at least some sort of edge to kind of keep up with them. Anyway, so if you want me to attack any of these people, just let me know. Right now, there are only 4 masters. There's Oinor, Doh-Gor, Beleth, and Vianta. So if you want me to attack any of those people, just say so in the voting, and whoever gets the most votes, I will attack them, or I'll just take over a shard. Speaking of the shards, let's go ahead and move on to that. There are 3 of them. We got Leaorne, however it's pronounced. It's a World of Fear, which means you take more penalties from morale loss, and population mood is lower, but the rate that they revolt is also lower. This place has access to Journeyman, Tier 3 Weaponsmith, Nomad Camp, we've seen before, Master Jeweler, so Tier 4 Master Jeweler, and tier 4 Tailor, and we can start out with male gauntlets. Also has 7 Astral Energy. This is a average size map, which means I'll probably go up against we'll probably go up against 3 opponents. Soor, tiny, Deadlands. This place has Temple of Life, which is a rank 2 spell school, which has spells like Word of Life and Exorcism, and also has Heavenly Light. Geologists Guild, it allows you to get more income from hilly provinces. We've gone over this before. Pathfinders Guild speeds up the province exploration by 25% and reveals hidden deposits in forest provinces. So this is the next tier of the Foresters Guild. And the other reward you'll get is 5 additional gems and 4 Astral Energy. And then the final area is a tiny swamp called Carmeon, Carmeon. And 2 Astral Energy, has an Abbey, which will give you access to Brethren of Light, which you've seen. They're pretty awful. The benefit of using Brethren of Light, though, is you can recover life faster when you're in that province, and it also increases population mood. So if you need to fix some like mood and stuff, you can always have this option. Hunter's Camp allows hiring the Hunter's Guard, reduces the upkeep of units in Garrison by 10%. Hunters, a party of hunters is not the most reliable defenders, but it provides the local garrison with provisions. It will reduce the cost of garrison units by 50%. So yeah, hunters are nothing but just freaking bowmen. You've seen me fight them before. Haunted Cemetery. This one's actually a pretty neat one. Lowers population mood in the capital by 1. You also get a lot of negative karma. Allows the hiring of Walking Dead Guard. Now the Walking Dead Guard is nothing but practically zombies and skeletons, maybe occasionally a ghoul. Having the dead defend the living isn't it an ingenious idea? Alas, for some reason, the population isn't too fond of such protection. Now the thing is, it reduces population mood by 1, but they are incorruptible and intrepid, which means they will never, they can't be bribed and they'll never run away. Also, they only cost 40 gold, and their upkeep cost is 1 gem. That's right, 1 gem. So you don't have to worry about any upkeep costs for these guys pretty much, because they just cost gems. So in some provinces, or some shards, Walking Dead Guards are really good to have. And the other things you can get is additional gold and start out with a short spear. Nothing too fantastic. Alright, so there you go, those are your choices. So quickly to go ahead and review. I apologize once again for the frame rate, there's probably some audio desync, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway. So, choices are, you can either have me attack Vianta, Doh-Gor, Beleth, or Oinor, or you guys can have me either attack Carmeon, which is a tiny swamp, which has an Abbey, a Hunter's Camp, a Haunted Cemetery, 12 gold, and a short spear. There's there's also Soor, which is a tiny World of Death, which is Deadlands, 4 Astral Energy, Temple of Life, Geologists Guild, Pathfinders Guild, additional gems. And then the final one is average sized, Deadlands, World of Fear, 7 Astral Energy, Weaponsmith, Nomad Camp, Jeweler, Tailor, and some male gauntlets. This one, so pretty much all these choices except for Leaorne involve fighting one opponent. Leaorne's going to involve fighting at least 3 opponents. So, as always, cast your votes. The sooner you guys vote, the sooner I'll go ahead and get this madness started. So, I am the Depressed Eador, and this was Eador, Masters of the Broken World. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.